Hello everyone, today we are doing our first ever week 1 recap for the CFL, of course this being the 2022 season. We'll talk about the games and then just talk about, my picks and kind of how that went there. So the first week, or the first game I should say, I picked Calgary to win. Either way, this was such an amazing game. Calgary was able to take an early 7-0 lead, ended up taking a lead to be 14-7 in the first half before Montreal responded with 17 unanswered points to take a 24-14 lead into the break. Montreal, I really do think, had this game won, but like I said on my Instagram account, they really did fail to stomp out the Stamps. And the third quarter, you have to remember they had the Jameer Thurman interception. Mike Rose had that block. And then in that same quarter, the Owls went from having a lead of 10 points when they probably should have added to that total to it being just 4, thanks to some Rene Paredes field goals for Calgary. Now, the final frame saw plenty of action too, as Dean Carey gave the Stamps a lead back with a rushing TD, and then David Cote tied the game up, but Jake Merrick came on in for the injured Bo Levi Mitchell and helped his team down the field, and the Stampeders were able to have a big, crucial 38-yard field goal for an ever so clutch win, 30-27. Now, Montreal did have a Hail Mary chance towards the end of the game. Wasn't meant to be, but to kick off the 2022 season, this was such a great game. Game 2, it was the Blue Bombers against the Red Blacks, obviously at Winnipeg, and this game was just really, I don't know what you'd say about it. I mean, I picked Winnipeg to win. They did win. It had some good moments and it had some bad moments. The thing was just all over the place. The Red Blacks were noticeably taking big shots on Winnipeg's secondary, and I just think that I was loving it. I think a lot of people were in general, just to see Mazzoli out there throwing the deep ball. And I think really the big takeaway here, though, was some of the fans wondering what in the world was happening. Jalen Acklin and, of course, Paul Police. People wondered what was happening there. Acklin had just a really bad drop that was wide open. Sorry, that's my dog, by the way. But, he had that bad drop. There was some weird time management here. And in general, it was odd. We knew that Ottawa would be better, though. So to see them go into the lead with the lead at halftime, that was really big. Unfortunately, it wasn't meant to be. We saw some back and forth action as Ottawa took a 17-16 lead, but with a minute and 46 to go, Winnipeg had the ball to go and try to win the game. Zach Collaros had to head to the sidelines because of an injury spotter, but Drew Brown proceeded to go 3 for 3 for 51 yards on the next 3 plays to put Winnipeg in a great position to win the game. Mark Leggio, of course, ended up doing just that with the game-winning field goal. Ottawa did have a play down for the final play. They had a little magic there, it looked like, at the end. Not to be. I thought they were going to score, but they did not, as Winnipeg survived a bit of a scare. You got to think Winston Rose in that secondary had some rough moments, looking to see if they'll bounce back this week. Now, the other 2 games, unfortunately, I did not get to watch. I was at an area that had no signal at all, so I didn't get to watch it. And these will just be kind of a quick recap. I don't know what to tell you about this game other than that through the first 3 quarters, there was 15 points by Saskatchewan, and of course none of that was coming from touchdowns, all field goals there. Both sides were able to walk in defensively, but it was Ryderville fans who were able to be happy here as they had 18 points in the final quarter. Hamilton had 296 yards total on offense, but 71 of them came on a pass to Stephen Dunbar. That's 24% of their yards, of course, being off one play. Really just a rough day for Hamilton. Offensively, Hamilton had 11 first downs, 9 punts, lost the turnover battle, and all around would probably just like to bury this game if you are Dane Evans and co. Saskatchewan, you have to wonder a little bit what the offense is going to be like, but coming out of that win and being able to grit it out and really see what your defense is made of was huge there. As for the final game, boy, you talk about a game people want to bury. The Edmonton Elks take on the BC Lions. They lose 59-15. Here's just kind of a quick rundown. BC scored 28 points in 1 quarter, had a 42-6 lead at halftime. Nathan Rourke went 26 for 29, passing a Canadian QB record for a game in terms of accuracy, and had 5 total touchdowns. Russ Jackson was the last Canadian quarterback to do so. And hey, if you're in the company of a guy that won 3 Grey Cups, not too bad. And then James Bauer had 4 total touchdowns, one more than his total on the season last year. Had 3 touchdowns in 2021, had 4 in this game alone. Lucky Whitehead, 6 targets, 6 receptions for 110 yards on the day. BC was rocking, and of course it had its biggest crowd since 2014. Big win here. I was really happy for them. Of course, you get to see Trey Ford out there, but yeah, just a wild thing all around. I went 4-0, picked Calgary, I picked Winnipeg, I picked Saskatchewan, I picked BC. Really happy with how this week turned out. Hoping that next week might have a little bit better games. Even if BC doesn't play, I'd still like to see a little bit closer games. We'll have to see. What were your thoughts on week 1? Let me know down below in the comments. Please make sure to like this video if you are enjoying it, and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Everybody stay safe. Hey, have a great day.